Hi, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and today I'm going to show you how I made this really interesting key holder. So what I did was I took 6 of these planks, two of the planks that come in a 6-pack from the Dollar Tree, and I added the square blocks to them around 3 sides, and these also come from the Dollar Tree, using the super glue wood glue, and you guessed it, from the Dollar Tree. So I just put the glue around the side edges and the bottom edge, and then I'm going to add my blocks. Now you could put glue between each block so they line up beside each other and have glue on them, but I didn't. So, I mean, it still worked. So I guess you don't have to waste glue doing that. And I don't know if Dollar Tree still has these planks or not, but like I said, they did. I've had these for a long time. They come 6 in a package. And I'm not sure what size they are. Let me go get one and I'll tell you, because I am over in my craft room. I usually don't do my voiceovers over here. Okay, here we go. Let's see. So it's 3 inches by 7 inches, and you need 2 of them. And I'm not sure how many blocks you need. You could probably count them there. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 5. 5 on the sides. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on the bottom. So 20 blocks total, I guess. And once I get the blocks down, I'm putting the glue on top of the blocks, and then I'm going to add my other plank on top. And I'm just going to turn it up and make sure that it's even on the bottom. Press it down, make sure everything sticks, and I did add a little bit glue where there were gaps. You can use putty or wood filler or whatever. I just used some extra glue. And now I'm going to take the Apple Barrel black acrylic paint, and I'm going to paint the whole thing, front, back, sides, and top. I did not go down inside of it. And I am using a round pouncy brush, pouncy sponge. These things are great because you get enough paint on it that you only need to do 1 coat. So I'm going to do the sides and the bottom, and then I'll do the front and the back and the top. Just pouncing along. And then you'll have to let me know in the comments what you think of this project. I think it turned out pretty good. However, if I were to do it again, when I put the sawtooth hanger on the back, I would use 2 instead of 1. Because when you take your keys off and on, it does kind of go wonky on the wall. But if you use 2, 1 on either side, it doesn't do that. Learn from my experience and mistakes and make yours correctly. I make the mistakes so you don't have to. I didn't take it off and redo it. I just left it as is. And then I just take my heat gun and dry my paint. You don't have to do this. You can just let it air dry. I'm doing it for video purposes because I want to continue on. I don't want to stop and wait for it to dry and then go on. But if you're not making a video, you don't have to worry about that. Just let it air dry. But if you're impatient, you can use your heat gun to dry your paint. You just don't want to get it too hot or too close because you can cause bubbles. And now I'm going to start adding my pieces to the front of this project. And this is just a piece of burlap that I got from the Dollar Tree. I just had a scrap left over, so I frayed the edges and I glued that down with hot glue. Now I just have this little thingy, also came from the Dollar Tree on a floral. I'm just going to add it to my burlap with some hot glue. In fact, everything that I put on here, I use hot glue. This little wood bee, I want to say I got it in a package from either Hobby Lobby or the Dollar Tree. I'm not sure. But it had bees, butterflies, flowers, a watering can, and a birdhouse in it. And these are just some little rocks I picked up off a beach in California. I was going for the glass, the tumbled glass, or whatever you want to call it. And it was just so small. I just scooped up a handful and it had rocks in it and whatever. So I'm just using some of the rocks. This is a piece of floral that I got from Hobby Lobby. Just little foam balls that they've painted orange and reddish. Trying to get all the glue strings off. Now these are some little, man, I don't even know what they call these. Maybe I have one with, oh, no I don't. Well, anyway, they came from the Dollar Tree. They're just little curly thingies. Tinsel kind of stuff. So I'm just going to put some glue down in kind of a circle and then add these on top. And however many stick is what I'm going with. I do put, I mean, a couple of them fall off and I put it back on. I just thought maybe it would make an interesting pattern on this piece. But you can basically, on these types of pieces, you can use whatever you want. You can use broken items, you can use shells, you can use keys, just whatever you have laying around, you can put on these and they look really interesting. You can put charms on them. What I'm putting on now is an acorn cap. And it has a little tiny cap off to the side. Kind of looks like a ball, actually. It's so cute. It has a baby. And then this is a larger acorn cap. Put it over. I'm going to put it over there with my faux coral and my burlap. Now I have these little pine cones. I got these in Tennessee at my sister-in-law's place. So I just pick up stuff here and there, and you can put whatever you want on this. That's the beauty of it. I really like making these. And I think if you make one, you'll be making more than one. Because I made 5, 6, I think 7 I made about 7 of these. Not exactly like this. I used pallet wood on some of them and didn't make the box. So here's my birdie from the same collection that had the bee in there. And like I said, I don't remember if it was Dollar Tree or Hobby Lobby, but one or the other is where that package came from. And now I have a Chanel stem or pipe cleaner, whatever you want to call it. And I'm just rolling the end, just making a round circle out of it. And I'm only going to use about 1/4 of the stem. And then cut that off and then kind of put the end of it underneath it so it doesn't really show when I glue it down. Isn't that cute? But it's going to look better. I like it this way, and I'm just using my heat gun to get rid of the glue strings. And what I'm going to do next is take the same black acrylic paint, and I'm going to paint the whole thing. I'm going to paint over everything, and I want to make sure that none of what I've put on here is showing through. And I know I'm a little bit out of frame there, and I'm sorry for that. It's kind of hard to remember to look up and see where your stuff is in the camera while you're doing the craft. I try to remember to do it, but sometimes I forget, and I'm sorry. So I'm just using a small chippy brush. It seems to work pretty well, getting in between all the nooks and crannies of everything. And you want quite a bit of paint on your paintbrush. You can always take off the extra after you've done painting everything. You can put bling on these. I've done one with just bling. I've done one with just charms. You know, just whatever you want to put on it. The possibilities, as they say, are endless. You could put numbers on it. You can put words on it. You could put letters. Shells. You name it, you can put it on there. The sky's the limit. But you do want to make sure you get your black paint on everything and down in all the nooks and crannies so you don't see any of the other colors. You just want to see black. It's looking pretty good. Sometimes it's a little hard to get in like where the bee is, the lines on the bee, because that's opened. But like I said, just use an old chippy brush and just fill it up with paint and get down in there. And now once you've had the whole thing painted, you can go back with your brush and take the extra paint off. Which is what I'm doing right now. So once you paint it black, it really doesn't look like much, but when you start with your second color, that's when the magic happens. That's the part I like the most and look forward to the most. But you do want this to dry, and again, I'm going to use my heat gun. If you're just doing this at home, I would suggest just letting it air dry. And now I have to put my little pine cone back on because as I was painting it, that one popped off. So I want to make sure that I get the whole pine cone coated with the black paint. I'm going to go back over it with my heat gun, take a little bit more paint off with my paintbrush. See if there's any spots I missed and go over those. And now the fun part. So I'm using Deco Art Silver Metallic Paint. I like, and you can get this, I got mine at Michael's, but I did see that Hobby Lobby has the same paints for $1.89, and then they have an off-brand that's 69 cents for metallic paints. I have not tried it yet, but I did buy a bottle of the white metallic, and I might be trying it out. So you're just going to take your sponge dauber and you're going to put your paint on it. You're going to take most of the paint off, just rub it on your surface where you have your paint poured out there, and then just start pouncing it on top of your items. And then you do want to get the bottom boards a little bit too. And just look how that turns out. I just love it. You can do this on bottles too. I have videos where I've done it with bottles. But I love how, you know, you start putting that paint on it and pouncing it, and the items just like pop off of there. You didn't even see them before with all the black paint. I think it's pretty awesome. And I do go around the edges also, in the top and the bottom and the sides. And I don't remember if I did the back or not. I don't think so. But you can if you want. You just add as much silver on there as you want. Make sure you get some on the board below the items, the board that the items are glued to. You don't want a whole lot because you do want some of the black shining through. There I am doing the top. It's so cute. Look at the little birdie and the berries. Now what I want to do is take my drill and drill 3 holes. So I'm going to go in 3 blocks from the end and drill a hole in the 4th block in the middle. Or maybe it's the 3rd block. And then I drill a hole in the middle. Now, the very middle is where 2 of the blocks are right side by side. So I did go in a little in one of the blocks, so it would be in the block and not in between the blocks. And what I have are these black hooks, and I got these from Lowe's. They are 7/8 of an inch. And I think you get, I want to say 8 in a package. Yeah, 8. And you could get silver, gold, black, silver, gold, black. And that might be it. But you can also paint these hooks if you want it to match whatever you're doing. I just have 3 black ones. You just screw them in, and I did use a really small tip for my drill. And now we're going to decorate the inside. No, we're not. I'm sorry. We're going to put the sawtooth hanger on the back, and I do put it in the middle, but like I said, for this here, because you're hanging keys on it, you really want one on both sides. So don't put it in the middle. Put one on one side, one on the other side. And I do drill the holes before I put my screws in. And these are little itty bitty teeny tiny screws that I got off something else. Something from the Dollar Tree, I think. So when I take sawtooth hangers and stuff off of things, I keep them to use them again. No use in throwing them away and buying new ones when you got ones you can recycle, right? But like I said, do a sawtooth hanger on each end, because when you take your keys on and off, if you just put one, it's going to make your board go wonky. So let me make the mistakes so you don't have to. And here I just have some floral foam. It's already been used before, so I'm just going to cut it down and use it. I have a couple different florals that I got from the Dollar Tree, not recently, probably about 6 months ago or so. I'm going to cut these apart and put the taller ones in the back and the flowers in the front. So this one has 3 different flowers on it, and we're going to use them all. So I'm going to skinny down my floral foam and put it inside there, and I just cut it with a regular knife. And I'm not going to glue it in or anything. You can if you want to. I'm not going to worry about it. And I cut another piece because it didn't go all the way across. And I'm thinking, should I put more in or shouldn't I put more in? And they're like, well, let me dump it out and see. And it wouldn't come out. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going with it. So like I said, I'm going to take these longer pieces and start putting them in. This one I actually put in the wrong place. What I end up doing is I put one on either side, the ones with the blueberries, and then one in the middle. So this first one I put on was not on the side and it wasn't in the middle, so I move it. It's like, yeah, can't have that. We got to move it. And then I put the other pieces in that don't have the berries on them. These are all going towards the back. It's starting to look pretty. And then I put my flowers in the front. Put my white flower in the center. Make sure they all go down in the foam. And there it is. I think I fluff it a little bit because the white flower was taking over a lot of space. Let's get everything out of the way so you can see it. And there's where I fluff it a little bit. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. Like I said, let me know what you think of this project in the comments. And if you make one, I would love to see it. And here it is hanging on my wall with some keys on it. So it serves a couple purposes, decor and a key holder. Again, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe, do so. If you don't, that's okay too. And I'll see you in the next one.